Not much doing offensively or certainly pitching-wise for the Phils out in San Francisco as they began that series with a loss. We welcome you here to Phillies Postgame Live, brought to you by Cure Auto Insurance. Amy Fadul alongside Ricky Vitalico. And we spoke about Taijuan Walker, how he needed to really, you said, pitch with a purpose, find his spots. He didn't seem to do that early on in this one.
Yeah, he found a spot right out over the middle of the plate. He threw that pitch very well. You know what was weird? He was okay with first pitch strikes. He did get ahead. But then it's like play around the strike zone, play around the strike zone. His split finger was not very good. His split finger, he's just kind of leaving out over the plate or just leaving it up a little bit too much. Sometimes you want that in the dirt in favorable counts, and he's leaving it on the plate. I mean, you know, he's a guy that's been around for a long period of time. He either should have figured it out by now or something's going on here because the pitches he's leaving over the plate, it's 90, 91 mile an hour fastballs. I don't know where the 95, 96 went from last year, but it's definitely not there. Defensively, this team looked horrible, little leaguish to say the least today. Alec Bohm just had a bad game. You know, you look at him at third base, he's just not getting in front of the ball. I mean, in all honesty, there's probably 3 errors in there. They only gave him 2. But, I mean, in my whole scenario, when I look at this, just get in front of the baseball. Yeah. That's really what it comes down to. Yeah, the Phillies looked a little lackluster. Yeah, which looks like a carryover from Coors Field, which is not beautiful. Yeah. But you know what? You're still sitting at 38-17. You're still a really good ball club. Let's catch back up.
Let's get it going in the right direction. We're going to hear from Rob Thomson coming up, but let's go back out to Oracle Park and check in with Ruben Amaro Jr., who joins us from San Francisco. And Ruben, you know, maybe it is a little carryover, but you do start to think, all right, you didn't get a lot of offense aside from that 1 inning in Game 2 out there in Colorado. Only the 4 runs, a team that had been averaging over 5 runs a game, unable to take advantage of Blake Snell.
Yeah, they haven't really swung the bats all that well. A little bit better today. I mean, they actually knocked him out after 4 innings. So anytime you can do that against Blake Snell, you know, you've done a pretty good job. Unfortunately, there were some other factors. I mean, obviously, Taijuan Walker could not hold him down and was unable to be effective enough to kind of stop the flow. But you got to give the Giants some credit. They swung the bats well against him. He left some pitches in the middle of the plate, as Ricky said, and was not able to make the pitches when he needed to. And, you know, they didn't really support him all that well today as far as the defense is concerned. And you know, you have to play a little bit better baseball just overall in order to win these ball games, especially when you're playing a hot team, which the San Francisco Giants are right now.
All right, I'm going to ask you this question. How much patience should we have with Taijuan Walker right now? I know I don't have any, but I'm talking a regular fan. How much patience?
Well, it'll be interesting. You know, Dave Nabrowski's and John Middleton and Topper, the whole crew down there, they and up there, it's all about winning baseball games. And I didn't see a whole lot of sharpness in Taiwan's stuff overall. And I think that at some point, if it doesn't turn around, I mean, obviously they have someone that they could utilize. I think he's going to have a little bit more leash right now, but at some point he's going to have to really start pitching at a little bit higher level. Again, the defense didn't help him out all that much, but again, sometimes you have to have the pitcher pitch over those defensive miscues. You know, Taijuan left a lot of pitches in the middle of the plate, unfortunately, and San Francisco took advantage of them. But Taiwan's going to have to pitch better, and, you know, there's somebody waiting in the wings just in case.
That's right. Spencer Turnbull sitting out there in that bullpen. You mentioned some of the defensive miscues. Alec Bohm, 2 errors on this one. Ricky mentioned that last one could have also been an error credited to him. They gave it a hit. But that was kind of reminiscent of what we saw from him a number of years ago. He's been working on his defense. He's done much better in the last couple of years. Any cause for concern that this could carry over or linger at all for you, Ruben?
No, I don't think so. I mean, he's matured now to the point where I don't think it affects him. He actually had a really good bat right after some of those miscues, and actually he's hit some balls real hard with no luck. But, I mean, this is just a bat. It's just one of those games. It wasn't a good game for him. He had some tough plays. He didn't really move his feet as well as he has been, and he's actually played a pretty good defense up until today. A little bit of a tough go, but, hey, that's stuff that happens. I mean, we had Matt Chapman out here, and the last time we played the Giants, this is a guy who's like a platinum glover, and he struggled too. So this is a part of the game. I think that tomorrow's a new day, and Alec Bohm will be just fine.
All right, we will see how they can bounce back against these same Giants tomorrow night. Ruben, thanks so much. We appreciate you joining us.
And then that split just looked like a fastball was going in the dirt all the time. This year, I think that may be the reason why we're not seeing as many splits as we normally would see from him. Granted, it was up a little bit today, 23%, and that goes against 17 for the season. But, I mean, it is a guy that somehow has got to get some velocity back, or else he's going to have to change his whole repertoire around and just become one of those guys who goes side to side with movement.
I mean, you asked Ruben how much patience people should have. We all know Spencer Turnbull started the season very strong before Walker came back from the IL. Now you're looking at Walker struggling and Turnbull sitting out there in the bullpen.
In all honesty, I don't like what I'm seeing from the guy. Has anybody really liked it? And I'm sure I speak for most of the fans out there. They would say, uh-oh, every time he's coming up in a rotation. I don't think they felt like that when Spencer Turnbull was in there. I'm not saying Spencer Turnbull is the end-all, be-all, because they do have guys in the minor leagues that may be able to step up. They do have guys that are on other teams that you may end up trading for at a trade deadline that could step up for this team. Because at some point, there's going to be a turnaround. And I understand the Phillies are paying this guy a lot of money, and they got to give him every opportunity. But when does that opportunity stop? Or did that opportunity stop when they went to the playoffs last year and didn't use him in a playoff game?
That's another good point. People might not remember that. Well, that will be something they're going to have to revisit as you saw Walker struggle today. Let's check in with Rob Thomson.
Is this a matter of just giving them too many outs today, you think?
Yeah, I mean, I thought Ty's stuff was pretty good. Second inning, again, leadoff walk and a bunch of pitches in the second inning. I don't know what that is, but it's 3 days in a row. But I thought his stuff was better tonight. Velo ticked up. I thought so. The splitter got better. There were innings when he was really locating his fastball. We didn't help him defensively. So.
Rob, with Wheeler tomorrow, off day Thursday, the bullpen mostly fresh. What was the thinking behind Walker in the sixth? It was still a one-run game.
Well, I mean, we're in a down game. I was happy with the way he was throwing. I was happy with his pitch count. So, and who knows what Wheeler does tomorrow. So,
Bohm in a little bit of a funk right now, and just
it's a tough day today. Tough day defensively. He had some tough plays, a couple plays he should have made, but he's got to keep moving forward.
Ty gave up, some hits on the splitter again today. You said you liked it. Did you think it was better than previous?
I think it had more depth, yeah. And it was a little bit later. He hung a couple, but when it's down, it was good.
On that error by Witt in the whatever inning it was, 6th or 7th, did you think Castellanos, he was kind of coming back on that play, backpedaling a bit, it hit the heel of his glove. Did you think Castellanos had a shot at that?
Well, I think the way Witt was set up, I think Cassie thought he was camped under it, but I don't think it was. I think it was a little tougher play than what everybody sees. But we got to play better.
Bohm's been through this before, and he's gotten out of the other side. What do you think is the key for him to kind of get through this?
Just keep going. I mean, he's a good defender. He's a lot better than he was when he first got here, and you have one bad day, you gotta turn the page and keep going. Now, I got to think about tomorrow a little bit because, and I haven't talked to him, but he's got a couple of nagging things going on. So look at the lineup tomorrow.
They were bad in this game. That's going to happen in certain games. So how do you pull yourself out of it? Well, you come back tomorrow night and you win 12-0. That pulls you out of anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there you go. That's all your runs come in one game, and Zach Wheeler could be the stopper, I would think. It
would be nice to see. It would be nice to see.
It'd be nice to see Alec Bohm do a little bit more at the dish than what we've seen in the last 5 games. He's 3 for 21 in his last 5 games. So you wonder sometimes, and you heard Rob Thomson talking about that he's been dealing with a couple of things, how much that might carry over into some poor defense, if at all, for you, Ricky.
Things, do they carry over into poor defense? No, I don't believe that. I just think if you're hurting or you know what, you feel like you have some nagging things, I don't think you should be playing in those games. If it's that bad, you shouldn't be playing in the games. I think it was footwork. I really do. I mean, when you look at Alec Bohm in this game, you look, if he's going to his left, okay, he makes a play. If he keeps going to his right on the backhanded play, he makes that play also. So I have a hard time believing that that's injury-ridden because we're talking about a half a step on both plays. I know the balls are hit hard, but you're in the major leagues. You're supposed to make these plays. And you know what? Even on that back end, I bet you he says I should have had it because you're a major leaguer. You know, you take the good with the bad, and that was a bad day for Alec Bohm.
I mean, I know he's 3 for 21 in his last 5 games, but he's still batting .311 with 47 RBI that's tied for the National League lead. So
yeah, you need him to kind of start climbing that ladder again, though.
Doing all right. Let's check in with Taijuan Walker now after this one.
Rob said he liked the depth of your splitter today. How did you feel about your splitter in comparison to previous outings?
I thought it was the best it's been so far. Honestly, it's one of those games where everything felt really good. My body, the way the ball was coming out, was the best I felt all year. Obviously nothing to show for it, but had left a couple splitters up, but for the most part it was pretty consistent down. It's been all year, but everything felt really good today.
How much is, that's such a good pitch for you, it always has been. I mean, how much has that been a focus of yours so far, just kind of getting that to where you want it?
Yeah, the last couple outings and in between starts and stuff, I've just been really throwing it a lot. Just getting comfortable with it again. I'm glad I was able to have that in the slider today. If I can have both those consistent and working for me, I think it should be pretty good for me.
So you think it was just a matter of missing a couple spots throughout the game, command? Or?
Yeah, just, the 2 splitters that I left up were hit for doubles, 2 walks that ended up scoring. So yeah, just a little bit command, but I didn't think it was that bad, but obviously, we had the lead, didn't hold it for us.
At the time, the strikeout of Wade was pretty big right there. Some guys left on base. That was after the coach came out and talked to you. What was the discussion there, and what was the execution?
Just give me a breather, but execution was splitter. I threw one to him that he had fouled off, and then so I slide step, splitter again, and kind of just sped him up a little bit. So.
Did you feel like that second inning took anything out of you? I mean, you came back and a couple of zeros after that.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, I felt really good. I felt strong, consistent. The next couple innings I felt really good, and then that 5th inning just kind of got away from me a little bit, and then the 6th inning just again left the pitch up, walk, and so.
Does the splitter affected by sort of velocity, with other pitches and sort of the separation, and does it affect it when the separation is not quite as big?
It just depends on the movement of it. If it's late and sharp, like I thought it was today, it's going to play really well, ground ball swings and misses and stuff. If the movement's not good and I leave it up, then that's when it gets hit hard. And the 2 that I left up didn't have that sharp break, that sharp move, but the ones that were down were really good.
Thumbs up there from Shorbs as he hits one very, very far, almost leaves that one. Well, we've been talking a lot about Alec Bohm. Let's hear from him now in the clubhouse.
Alec, Rob mentioned that you're dealing with a couple of nagging things. Is there anything in particular?
Yeah, I mean, it's the big leagues. Everybody in the league is dealing with something, so it's not an excuse or anything like that.
Having been through this before, just like in the past, what has been your mindset after one of these things kind of work through it? What do you think have been like the keys to either get an extra win?
No, I'm not going to just go panic and go take a bunch of ground balls for no reason. I missed a couple balls. I didn't make a play, and, that's just what it is. I mean, it's a hard game. It'll humble you, so just get back to it tomorrow.
Do you believe that defense kind of goes through slumps the same way that everyone goes through slumps?
I mean, if you're one that believes in slumps and all that, I mean, it's just the game's hard. It is what it is. So, I mean, there's going to be times where plays you normally make, you don't make, and that's just a game. I mean, you play 162 games, there's going to be days where you just straight up suck. Everybody's human. Nobody's immune to it. So, I mean, I think it's just forgetting about it is the best route.
And you guys are going on a pretty long time without losing 2 in a row. Along those same lines of 162 long seasons.
Yeah, again, I mean, right, 162 games. I think you're probably likely to lose back-to-back games eventually throughout that stretch. So I think it's just, stay the course, keep doing what we've been doing. Obviously, we're not naive. We know that you're not just going to flow right through a season with no adversity, no struggle, no this or that, and everybody's just happy-go-lucky and we show up and win every day. That's not how it works. So, just keep going.
Just going to ask all three of those balls that got by you were smoked. I mean, were any of the errors maybe unfair?
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and complain about the scorer's judgment. I mean, that'll all kind of work itself out, I guess, if guys want to challenge plays or whatever. I mean, I'm not going to go run and do it, but it's just, I mean, they hit some balls hard. I felt like one took a bad hop, but other than that, I mean, just they hit some balls hard and they just didn't catch them. I mean, that's pretty much as simple as it is. That's just what happened. Hard game.